Yo, what's up guys? Today the camera is off because I'm pretty sick, got the flu, but I wanted to make this video anyways because it's pretty exciting and I hope the sickness is not too known throughout the video. So what we're gonna do is make a video for Dragons B10 because I finished a team that can do Dragons B10 on fully auto mode. This is obviously not it. I've tried a few things out and this is what I came up with. Iona as lead to get 33% resistance on my units. Beladion for the heals. The Phoenix. The Megan. And Konamiya. I'll just start the fight and I'll talk about the setup. And after this I'll show all the stats and I'll show some more. So one quick to note. First the left crystal, then the right, and then the boss. That's how I need to do it, otherwise I will not be able to beat the boss. The setup is based on the setup that I've seen from Oh My God Bomber. He had a similar setup and I thought like, well, this seems like a good setup, let's try it out. I had all the units except for one. He had Bryant instead of me having Iona. So Bryant is the Wind Dead Knight. Basically what he also did different than I did is that he made the Phoenix his leader, and I'm using Iona as leader because I get more resist. This way I was more successful. So having high resist on my units helps a lot against the boss, because at the boss fight they put up a lot of damage, continuous damage dots, and if I cannot get rid of them with my dispel from Konamiya, I can resist more of them, and that will make the fight a little bit easier, because Konamiya actually has over 100% resistance with this leader skill, and that helps a lot. I mean, I think he still has a chance of getting some of those dots, but he's definitely not gonna get too many. Yeah, it's I must say I'm very excited for this, because finally I can do Dragons B10 without too much failure. Setup is pretty good at self-sustaining and pretty strong. I think if I could rune up my Megan and my economy even better, or 6-star them, I think 6-star them would be enough. This would have a 100% success rate for sure. Right now I think we have like 80. I'm not actually sure because I only failed once. I'm not 100% sure why I failed, because I wasn't watching. But I did this like 5 times in a row and I failed once of the 5 times, so you would say more, but more failure. But let's just see. Like this tower I'm attacking is doing continuous damage. I'm taking that out first. It's also the weaker tower, so it's gonna die relatively fast. And then I'll take down the second tower that has the immunity. Otherwise it's gonna be hard for me to focus down the boss. I know I have some units that could remove the immunity, but the problem is that the tower is pretty fast, and it takes me forever to kill the boss, because every time this tower puts up the immunity, it instantly removes everything else, even that block effect. By the way, what is to be known, he has on a skill, when a tower is destroyed, the dragon deals deadly damage, and that mostly kills like all these 4 units will be killed. Maybe Iona could survive it, I'm not sure, but keep that into account, because that's why you need a reviver. Otherwise your units will die and will not be able to get back. Besides that, he's just doing a lot of damage, so you just need a reviver anyways. But right now you can see that it's doing pretty well. The reason why I utilize Megan is because she is the buff. There we go. It was 70k, so I should be able to survive it. But Megan utilize the buff, a debuff, and a continuous damage dot. So overall she's really good. Plus the attack gauge from Belladon and Megan makes my team a lot faster. Konamiya is there for dispelling all those stupid ass dots, because those are the fact where he does the damage from, because he attacks and inflicts damage with continuous damage, but he also increases for each harmful effect, and a continuous damage dot is harmful effect. So right now you can see how this team works, and you can see it's pretty safe. I haven't really had too much trouble. I actually think that the success rate of this is like 90%, and when I fail, it's probably because I have killed the tower and he just and my Konamiya cannot use peace or something. But as you can see right now, pretty fast. Within 6 minutes I cleared it, so that's also not a bad run. And well, we get something stupid, but it sells for crazy, so we don't mind. So let's take a look at the units. First off, we have Sigamaris, but I want to start with Iona. My Iona has obviously crazy stats. I think you could get away with lower, but the resistant part is pretty important. Having high resist is the important part. She is here for the resistant lead. I know that, oh my god, Bomber runs this without a resistant leader, but with the leader skill of Sigamaris. But this way it was way more successful for me. So I have high revive, a revive unit with high resistance and high health. Decent speed actually. Runes are not, they're all over the place basically, but they're really decent. As you can see, I focused on the substat resist on most of the runes. Then we got Sigamaris. Sigamaris is definitely the damage dealer here. As you can see, his health is a lot lower. His attack is pretty decent. Defense is okay. Speed is pretty nice. Crit rate and crit damage. And a decent amount of resistance and accuracy. I think these two accuracy and resistance are pretty nice to have. We got him also ruined with all kinds of stuff. But they were just the best runes I had to put on him. As you can see, most of the substats are pretty nice. This rune is actually having not the greatest subset, but 11 speed and crit and attack is pretty nice. And this rune just great substats overall. We have this rune. So he's pretty beastly. He's pretty strong. Then one of the units we utilized for healing was Belladon. He has a decent amount of accuracy, not so high resistance, and that's why I use 33% resistance boost, so all my units have about 70% in total, which is pretty good. High health, high speed, and a decent amount of accuracy. I he's ruined with violent focus. Pretty decent runes as well. Actually really good runes if you ask me. Then we have Konamiya. Konamiya is ruined with high resistance and a decent amount of health and high speed. And I ruined him with one time endure to get that high resistance and one will set, because that's actually because I wanted to use him in arena for some time. But the resistance subsets here are pretty good. So high speed rune, nothing too special. HP rune, and endure rune with nice resistance here. The rest is pretty much neglectable, and an HP rune with some resistance, defense, and speed. Then the last unit, Megan. I got decent amount of health on her. That's pretty much. I should even upgrade it a bit more, but it's 14k, so it's okay for now. Decent amount of defense. That's pretty nice. High speed, decent accuracy, decent resistance, high accuracy, and she's runed with swift focus. Nice speed rune here, a nice rune overall. Speed rune that I still can upgrade, but with decent substats. This rune also nice substats for Megan overall. Now we got an HP rune, something I still can upgrade, as you guys can see. Let's try it out. Well, actually I don't have the money right now, but I need to upgrade it once more. But really good substats for this unit. And this rune, nice resistance and accuracy and defense, all decent. And then we get an accuracy rune, no speed but good substats for these two, make it a really decent rune. So these are my units for Dragons B10, and I don't know what substats are I don't know what stats are totally needed, but I actually got a file where I posted oh my god Bomber's team next to mine, and I checked out if I could do it, and you guys will see that in a minute. And there you can see that my runes are not similar to his, but I can do it because I have a little bit better stats than his units. So be right back with the Excel sheet. Okay, I'm back. Here you can see oh my god Bomber's team. And as you guys can see, when you look at his runes, they're all, except for Sigmar's, they're all violent. This is something to note because this makes the reason why his stats are lower than mine. But I think without the violent runes you can still do it. But you just need to make sure that you have the good stats. So what I did is just take a look at all his stats and compare it with my units. So as you can see, most of my units are actually a bit higher. Like here I have a little bit lower resistance accuracy, but I'm close. With Megan, my health is lower, my defense is lower, but I got higher speed. I got more resistance and more accuracy. Actually this is now 35. I had him as 30 level 1 in here before. Then we got Konamiya. Maya has quite a lot more health, like 2k, but his got a little bit more defense. Bai got around the same speed, but I have higher resistance. It's actually higher nowadays. It's actually 75. And accuracy, I don't think it matters really for the Konamiya. Konamiya doesn't really need accuracy, guys, so that's really not that important. Baladion are almost at the same level. I also use Violent, he does the same. Mine actually has a little bit better stats when it comes to resistance and accuracy. And then he used Bryant, that's the Dark Knight, the wind one, and I use Iona. My Iona is quite a bit more, like has 10k more health. Resistance is about the same. Has a bit more higher speed, a little lower defense. But there, if you look at it, I just took his stats, like his stats, and I wrote down what rune sets he uses, and then I checked my units that I had, because most of the units I already had, written down my stats, and obviously, as you can see, Rage Blade, Swift Focus, Endure Real, Violent Focus, Endure Energy. He always used Violent. Right now I don't have that option. Later on I want to rune some of the guys to Violent, but for now this is doing pretty fine, as you could see. So I think this is a good example on how the units should be runed. So if you guys were actually wondering how what stats you kind of need, at this sheet you can see pretty well how much stats you need for what unit, and how you could possibly rune them. If you want to note something, you don't need Violent on everything. I think Belladon does need Violent because Belladon is the bigger healer, and I think he's on Violent the best. Otherwise you might have a problem, I think. I'm not sure. Like, it's not like you depend on Violent procs, but it helps a lot. And I think Konami on Violent would help a lot, but if not, make sure he's pretty fast. Yeah, and that's about it. So if you ever really need some more information, obviously you can comment on the video. If you want to know anything else. But one thing to say more, Iona is, or Bryant is replaceable for another decent reviver, but you will need a good reviver. So I think the Water Undine is a perfect replacement for that. That's fusible, so that's a possibility to get. So keep that in mind. So yeah, that was it. This was it. I hope you guys enjoyed, and see you guys in the next video. See ya.